welcome to Game Crunch, your weekly video game podcast. My name is Mike Anastasia, and with me today we have Brandon.
Hello.
And Nick.
Hey, Lamau.
And we will be bringing you all the good things this week. We have some fun things to talk about, like Splatoon and the Nintendo Indie Bundle. We also, our Humble Indie Bundle, I guess is Humble Nindie Bundle.
Indie Bundle, I like it.
Yeah. And we're going to do E3 predictions this week after we talk about what we've been playing, because we are only, as we're recording this, 2 weeks away from E3. It's coming up. So I figured this is the best week to do the predictions, so then we can go right into it as we go through it. So you guys ready for the E3 hype train? Woo! All right.
All aboard the hype train.
I guess otherwise you guys ready to get started?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. All right. Where do we want to start?
I mean, what do you want to talk about?
Well, you know what? I'll go with what I've been playing first. I think it all ties around everywhere. So, I think my week started out with the Humble Nindie Bundle, because that was quite a surprise. That was announced right after we recorded last week.
It sure was a surprise.
And it's a great deal. They have a lot of nice stuff on there. It's just like the other Humble Bundles. This is the first one that's like console/handheld related. All the other ones have been like PC or mobile, so this is kind of the first closed platform one that they've had. And some good stuff on there for the 3DS. They have, well, SteamWorld Dig, which is
SteamWorld Dig is really good.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good game. They also have Mighty Switch Force, which is one of my favorite Wii U titles when I first got it, and Moon Chronicles is good, and so is Ollie Ollie. Like, all of them are really good.
Yeah, I guess we can talk more about it when we get to news, because we have it down there. But the one that I did play that I did want to talk about was SteamWorld Dig, because I just played through that whole game. I finished it literally right before the podcast.
It's kind of short.
Yeah, it's not terribly. I think I said it was about 4 hours for me, and that was leaving it on as I walked away sometimes. So
yeah, it's a fairly short game. Yeah. That's fun.
But it's a really cool game. It's kind of like Metroid. I don't remember if we talked about this on the podcast. I feel like we might have. I thought someone played this at some point. But
I think Tom played it.
Yeah, I thought Tom did too. It's kind of like a Metroid.
So please explain it much better than he did.
It's like a Metroid style game crossed with like Dig Dug. I don't know how to describe it very well. And basically you're like this robot who inherits this mine, and I don't even know what the fuck you're looking for, but you're just digging down, looking for like gems and different things. And the farther you go, you get different.
I think you were just always a miner, so it's just what you do. You just mine shit. It's what you do.
I don't know, but you get like power-ups.
What circle of hell is this that I'm continuously a miner?
Yeah. You find power-ups as you like explore the mine, which allow you to explore the mine better. The gems that you find, you can go back to the city and sell, or I guess it's more like a western town. And you sell them there. And then you can use those to buy upgrades, which help you progress better.
Prospector. Too. You're a prospector. That's what you are.
Mm-hmm. So it's pretty neat. Like it's not terribly long. It's just kind of got like a little shoestring story, but that's really all you need. Important thing is the gameplay. It's a lot of fun. I couldn't put it down for the 2 or 3 days that I played it for a few hours. So it was just really nice, kind of fun, pick up and play game. I don't know. It's got a nice system to it. Spelunky was the other thing I was going to say too.
Ooh, that game's so good.
Yeah,
it's so hard.
And SteamWorld Dig, it's from what I understand, it's all randomly generated. So like everyone's experience in this game is going to be different. I mean, even just in the sense you know you're not going to be digging in the same places as everyone else, so you're going to end up with different like traversal methods. But yeah, just it's randomly generated. I imagine like the areas that are specific where you get the power ups, those might not be. But
yeah, those are probably like just normal for everyone.
Yeah, but getting there is the interesting part. And I just finished it, and the final boss was an interesting one. It kind of lets you use all your different powers that you accumulate. Yeah, it was a nice kind of way to wrap things up with the game. I definitely like it. I guess there was talk that they're making a sequel at some point.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. But yeah, just a fun, nice game. And definitely I want to try out a lot of the other Nindie games that they put out there, because
if I can make a suggestion, if you like score attack games, seriously play Ollie Ollie. It is so good. It's difficult and it's hard to get like the grasp of, but it's just so good. And once you like understand the mechanics of the game, and once you've got that down, it feels good to actually pull off the tricks to actually do this. It's a 2D side-scrolling skateboarding game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've
But
heard
like
great things
as you
about
go further into it, it gets more and more ridiculous and stuff. It's just wonderful. It's so good.
Yeah, that one I was looking at trying out. Whoa, Dave seems interesting. And Mighty
You
Switch
got that
Force.
on PS4 like last month, I think.
I think we got SteamWorld Dig too, to be honest, as well.
Oh, I know we have SteamWorld Dig. I own SteamWorld Dig on 5 things.
But if you haven't played it yet, it's definitely worth playing. And this game was originally a 3DS game, and I think it shows too, because it's really nicely polished. Like the depth of graphics and just the look of it all just seem really nice. So I really liked it. It played great, and I think it was made by a Swedish developer too. If that makes any difference, but yeah. So that was fun. The other thing I've been playing this week, which I know Brandon will have some stuff to talk about too, is Splatoon.
Splat.
I really like this game.
Yeah,
but I got problems with it.
Okay, well, I really like it too.
God damn it.
Although I don't really have many problems with it, so... Well, let's talk about what we like first.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
And then...
Because I'm not saying, like, okay, here's the thing. Almost every single game I have some kind of problem with. Whether it be minor or major, that sort of thing. So, like, when I say I have problems with this, don't take this as, like, oh my god, this game is terrible or anything like that.
You know...
It just has its issues.
Brandon hates Splatoon confirmed.
Want to know what I have a problem with?
What?
Their marketing team. Because fuck the commercial.
He's a squid now, he's a kid now, he's a squid
Oh my god, have you seen all those, like...
I've been sending my friends...
pictures?
I've been sending my friends
of that shit.
Just like a continuous, like 30 paragraph.
Oh my god,
you're a squid.
I've seen so many Miiverse pictures where like it has the squid kids and they're drawn and they look like they're psychopaths and they're like, I'm a kid now, I'm a squid now, and they're like rocking back and forth in the corner and like people are just drawing things like that on Miiverse and it's fantastic.
I just saw like a thing from the Jimquisition where it was talking about Amiibos in Splatoon. And at the end, you think it's over, and then he goes into, like, this really kind of creepy, mind-blowing kind of Indiana Jones. I don't know.
I really like the Jimquisition. I really like
it was a very
Jim
good
Sterling's
segment.
work.
He was talking about Amiibo specifically in Splatoon, and
is this new one? Because I haven't seen this one.
I just saw it today. I don't watch them regularly.
It's probably brand new, so yeah.
And I would think so, because he was talking specifically about his inability to buy the Splatoon Amiibo and how he's done with Amiibo in general.
Yeah,
so,
that's new entirely.
Yeah, because he's like, you know what, I'm not going to review...
Hold on, I gotta mention this. Immediately after he put up the Splatoon /Amiibo rant, he put up a hatred first impressions, and the title of it is "You're not a squid nor a kid." Oh man, yeah, yes.
So yeah, I mean it's good stuff, and we can talk about the Splatoon Amiibo stuff because I have a segment that I want to talk about. It's called Amiibo Gaiden, but we'll get to that in a minute.
Okay.
But Splatoon, yeah, it's a lot of fun. I am enjoying it a lot more than I expected to. So I think it's pretty solid. I've been messing around, probably a solid mix of single player and multiplayer. I'm probably about 3/4 of the way through the single player from what I think I'm looking at, which, considering I've heard it's not terribly long and considering things that I've seen
4 or 5 hours
elsewhere, yeah, I feel like I'm almost done with it. And I think it's a lot of fun. The boss battles are incredibly clever. I've been having a great time with them.
I do love that. They really do a good job with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the third boss I think was my favorite one. It was almost like artistic, just taking it down, and I thought it was great. Like it was just a blast to get through. The multiplayer I've been having a really good time with. Surprisingly, I found that I enjoyed the Splattershot Jr. like a lot. That's been like my main weapon.
Yeah.
And we've been rocking it. I haven't had the problems like you have with the random like battle stuff, like your team build up thing. I don't know. Most of my teams seem to be pretty solid, and not to mention they're mixed at the end of the match anyways, so it's not like you end up with the same people.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. It doesn't matter if something's mixed at the end of the match if you're level 4 and everyone else is between level 15 and 20. That's just, like, you're fucked, okay? Because here's one thing I have taken away from the multiplayer side of this game. Your gear fucking matters.
Really?
So very much. Like, when you get higher level and you get the right stuff on your gear, it makes a major difference. A major difference.
See, Final Fantasy, get out of here.
Maybe I just haven't played enough of it. I mean, I'm only level 5 in multiplayer right now.
I'm level 12.
Yeah, but I have not had an issue with the makeup, and I've been all over the place in terms of people on team. I mean, I haven't been, like, completely overshadowed, but, like...
You were saying you've been playing at a specific time. What time have you been playing at again?
It's been mostly, like, 5 to 7 a.m. Eastern time, just because I was working really late those nights. Last night I played it
That's
earlier.
around the same time I've played. So you haven't run into the multiple disconnects. You haven't run into the super team stacking. You haven't run into the people that are basically gods that go like 22-0 and also are able to like cover the entire map without any problem whatsoever, because they have a refresh on their character where every time one of their teammates dies and they have less teammates alive than the other team, it refreshes their special. So they have their teammate go out and die. Their specials refresh, they launch it. Teammate, go out and die, special refreshes, launch it. And so on and so forth repeatedly. You haven't run into that. Because that is a thing that happens. That is a thing you unlock later on.
I haven't had that problem at all. And in fact, even with as low level as I am, like, I still find myself in, like, usually the top 2 spots every time I play.
That's the thing. I'm, like, not getting bottom spots, but I'm bothered by how badly done the matchmaking is. I'm not bothered by the game. I'm not bothered by the mechanics. Slightly bothered because I feel like the people with higher gear are more likely to win, and I feel like if they do that in ranked matches, they can kiss that shit goodbye, and no one's gonna want to play it, because it seems like, okay, so I grinded out all these points, or I happen to see someone in my plaza that has this 5-star gear, so I ordered it and waited for it to come in. And that kind of shit, it seems not cool, honestly. Because, like, I've gotten into a habit now where, if I play with someone that's level 20, chances are they have, like, the highest star gear. So what I do is immediately after that, I exit out to the plaza. Once I exit out to the plaza, that level 20 person is now in my plaza. I can go and order their super high gear, and then it is sent to me. It's not going to have the same things, because like the abilities you unlock are random as you level up the gear, but it still has like its main starting ability. It still has like that power. So like, for instance, if that person that had the continuous refresh thing and that was the main power, which it was, then I could order that gear, put it on after I've saved up the money for it, and then boom, that seems like a misstep to me. That seems like not smart. And that, and coupled with the fact that like there's no way of punishing people that disconnect, there's no way of doing that sort of thing. And to be completely honest, I have been in rooms where it's been me and one other person against a 4-man team, and that shit's not cool. It's not fun. It's not enjoyable. No one's rotated into your team. You are just stuck playing the entire game against 4 people when you only have one other person. That's not well done. That's a problem. That is a big problem, and it makes it very unbalanced when that sort of shit happens, especially since you can't communicate with the people before they, like, disconnect or something. And once the game has started, no one can join in. So you can't rotate someone in, like, oh, well, they had 2 disconnects, let's put in 2 more people so it's a fair match. No, you just have to sit there, fucking bear it, grit your teeth, and just enjoy your ass whooping, because there's nothing you can do, because you don't have enough people to paint the world. You've only got you and one other person, so you're fucked. And that's not well done. That's terrible.
You can.
That's a huge misfire.
Now, I'm not sure if this is a feature that everybody has. You can quit that specific game and find a new game.
You can quit that game, but then you're fucking over someone else that's there.
Alright, well then they quit and game's over and hey.
But I can't communicate with that person and say, hey, let's quit and let that other team win. And also, your wins matter.
I think after you quit and that person's realized it's 4-on-1, chances are he or she would probably leave as well.
But that's just a dick move in general. Like, you're no better than the people that quit before.
I mean, I have no problem doing that myself, so I guess I'm an asshole. But like, no, if it was like 2-on-4, if it's like 2-on-4, and I know it's gonna be like an asshole, but I'm like, fuck this, and I'll just go find something else. But like, honestly, like I was watching my buddy play this Friday and Sunday, and both him and his brother got it, and they never ran into the issue of not having enough people.
Now, I have not. I had that come up to me on the demo, but I haven't had it happen since I've been playing it.
Did it suck when you were doing it in the demo?
Yeah, it does suck. Now. Yeah, I mean, it does suck. But, I mean, I guess the flip side of it is, though, the matches are only 3 minutes long. It's not like it's, that big of a deal.
Yeah, it's just 4 minutes long. But it's just, it sucks. It's not cool. And it could be very, very easily fixed by just bringing in someone else. Because there's always a waiting queue whenever you're waiting for a room to open up. So why don't you just bring in someone in that queue? It doesn't make any sense. It seems like a misstep, that sort of thing.
Well, I mean,
especially...
Or they could rebalance the teams once the match starts if they're not all there. Like, switch one player to another team so it's 3-on-3.
Yeah.
If it's like 4-on-2.
That's another possibility, but that doesn't happen. And the last thing I will say about it, like my problems with the game, is if you have the high ground and you have at least one sniper, you win. That's just it. You win. There's no getting. You win.
I don't think so.
I cannot tell you how many times I've run into that. Like, we always rush to get to the high ground if we have a sniper on our team, or if I'm playing as a sniper, if someone else is playing as a sniper. Always rush to get to the high ground, because you can fire down on them if you're high enough, and they can't hit you because you're up high enough, so you can just blast them, and then you can just blast them as they're coming out of spawn, while the rest of your team is painting the rest of the thing. It's a dick move, but I've seen it done so many times it isn't funny. And it is apparently a viable strategy.
I don't know. I saw someone try it once, and then I just took out the sniper, and that was it. So, I don't know. I don't know.
How high up was he?
I don't remember which map it was.
Because the shopping mall map is the one that has the most problems with this.
The shopping mall map is actually my least favorite one, just in general.
It is my most hated map. I literally will not play if that's in the rotation. I will not play. I will just be like, nope, not playing, turn off game. Because that's what you run into in the shopping mall map. Because the side platforms are so high up that you can just get someone up there and they can snipe down on everyone below and they can't actually hit them. So because of that, they have the high ground, and the only way they would be able to get up there is if they were able to fight through everyone else. But, if he's up there and he's shooting you, it's going to be really hard for you and the rest of your team to do that. Unless you, work together. But it's kind of hard to work together when you can't fucking talk to anyone.
I'm upset. I don't know. I guess maybe I haven't played enough to see the issues that you've run into. I don't know. But listen,
I feel like, honestly, the game is really well done, especially for a first try at this kind of team-based game. But they, missed quite a few things.
Well, I mean, it still only just came out, too.
Fan-fucking-tastic.
They're going to probably patch things and change things.
They only have 5 maps so far. Granted, they've already told us they're adding 9 more, I think, making it 14.
Well, one just came out today.
Yeah, one of them came out, so 8 more, making it 14, I believe. But anyway, yeah. So, I mean, tell me what you think of it.
I think it's great. I haven't had any problems, aside from that one glitch that I told you guys about last night, which was ridiculous. The match started, and then the camera just stayed on the starting position the whole time. And I think it was doing it for everyone else playing too, just based on the fact that I didn't die at all, and I could still see people running around. So it was just odd. It was very odd. But that was the only time that happened. Like I said, I've had a fairly enjoyable experience with multiplayer. I've had more fun with it now than I did with the demo, and I feel like it's because I understand it a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
And a part of that is because I think the single player, it's not. I'm sure its goal is probably to teach you how to play the game. And I think that did help a lot, because I'm just I understand how the mechanics work a bit more. I know how to traverse a bit better, and I feel like well, it's not blatantly out there like, hey, we're going to teach you how to play this game. It basically is like, hey, we're going to teach you how to play this game.
Yeah.
And so I think that's really nice. Like I said, I haven't had any like major issues. Everyone kind of does their own thing, and I think it works well. You just kind of got to keep your eye on the map and how the battle's going. And I mean, I've had battles that have gone like really close or just completely flip-flop in the last minute, and it's been,
Dude,
it's been fun. So.
I had the closest battle of my life last night. It was the score, I even wrote it down because I was so surprised how close it was. The score was 41.3% to 41.4%.
Wow.
It was insane.
That is insane. Yeah, I haven't had one that's quite been that close, but there's been a couple where I've looked at it and been like, we lost, and then they're like, you won! And I'm like, what?
That's why I've had that happen too. I do love this game. I do find this game very well done, even with the issues I've stated. I think it's fantastic. It has a lot of character. The designs are nice. I like the idea of like the various items that you can put on your squid to dress them up and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think it has enough currently, but they have already told us that they're going to be adding more stuff, more weapons, more levels, that sort of thing.
I really want the Zapper weapon.
I do too.
Cool. That came out today as well. And also too, like, so I did get a chance to play with the Amiibo stuff. I actually just played with it today because my Amiibos showed up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of neat too. I know we've talked about it because they announced what they were back in like the Splatoon Nintendo Direct, but basically what they do is once you scan it in, it gives you access to these challenge missions, which are essentially the same thing as the single player missions that you play through, except if you scan in the girl, you're playing with a sniper weapon. If you scan in the boy, you're playing with the roller. And if you scan in the squid, it's basically the same thing, except I think they're all timed. Because I noticed that there was a timer only when I was playing with the squid.
Okay.
And the squid, when you go into squid form, you turn into a giant squid that can just skate around like normal, even if there's no paint there.
That's actually a unlock in multiplayer.
Is it?
At like level 14 or 15.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
Yeah, I was like wrecking things. Like that first boss, the one that's like the cube, it's great because you just run up to it and you just turn into squid form. You just roll right up it. You don't have to spray anything. You just whoop, right up to the top. Boom, boom, boom. It was fast. It's like smooth. Like there's something magic about playing this game when it all works right. You're like flown around. Almost.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Like I completely agree there. It has that flow that they're talking about. It has all that stuff. It's just I like it a lot.
Yeah. So yeah, like I said, I've enjoyed it a lot so far. Like I said, I've played a good mix of everything on it. I don't really have any major complaints yet. Still don't know how long I'll be playing multiplayer, but I have been enjoying it more than I expected. So
linking up with friends is actually really easy also. Mm-hmm. Like, we were talking about that before, like not on the podcast, but like just talking about it. Mm-hmm. I thought it was going to be kind of difficult, but they actually put you in like a queue when your friend's room is full, and the second it's unfull, and they're like, okay, you can go in now. And it's pretty easy. It's not just like you have to sit there and be like, all right, are they done yet? No. Are they done yet? No. They give you like an actual countdown timer. Mm-hmm. I do wish though, while you were waiting in queue, you could like spectate, and see their game. You don't. It's just like a screen with a timer instead. Yeah, I mean, that kind of sucks, but whatever.
I'm actually surprised too, to be honest, that they didn't put in like a lot of the sharing features. Like they had in like Mario Kart, where you could be like, oh, this is my sweet ass like match in Splatoon, and just like upload it to YouTube, like the share links.
Yeah, I kind of wish they would do that, because like I'm sitting here and I'm like, well, my capture device is broken and I can't really stream this, so damn it.
Yeah, and I've had some like I said, I've had some just awesome moments where I've been like, holy shit, I can't believe that happened. And yeah, I just wish there was a better way to like share those kind of moments. There really isn't any way to do it. So
nope.
No, but yeah.
And like, if you want to take a picture of like the score, because I wanted to take a picture of the 41-3, 41-4 game that I had, and when it's at the scoreboard and showing that off, you can't actually just press the guide button and go to Miiverse and screenshot. It doesn't let you.
Yeah, that I'm not surprised about either.
Damn.
Because they don't. It's kind of like exiting the match, so they lock that shit down. So yeah, that's disappointing. So, but yeah, I mean, otherwise, like I said, I have no major complaints at this time. I still haven't played a lot of it, but I've really enjoyed what I played. So, yeah, I'm sure we'll talk about it again probably next week. I have a feeling it's something that, I mean, I'm at least.
I mean, I want to play more. I want to play the new map that was released. Is that in rotation already?
It should be, I'd imagine.
I like rotations, by the way. I like the way they do that. It makes it so the game doesn't get as stale.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a tiny amount of maps currently, but like with the rotating out every now and again, it makes it feel more fresh. I like the Squid Sisters. I like how they kind of like announce whenever something's going live. That's really cool. I like the cat. Fucking love that fat cat with the bow tie shaved into its chest. I love it so much. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of good things about the game, and it is a good game. It's a really good game. But it could be so much better, and I hope they do that. I really hope they do.
I'm sure we'll see. Like I said, there's a lot that they're still putting out for it, so I'm sure we'll see more. You know,
like, Nintendo's now very much supporting, like, the Smash scene. They're very supportive of it. And they're like, yeah, you guys can do that. That's cool. We're glad you're enjoying that sort of thing. They're pushing out updates for Smash quite regularly, the new Wii U version and the 3DS. And, honestly, if some things were made to fix this game, I feel that Nintendo could have another game like Smash, like competitive-wise. Because it does have a very competitive feel. It does feel like the game actually takes skill and that you actually have to work together, you know? But at the same time, it's fun. And it's not like, you know, the annoying kind of competitive. Although I'm sure if it did become competitive, someone would find some way to be like, the frame detection on bridge... You know?
Yeah, pretty exactly like that. So, yeah.
I like it. You like it. It's a good game. You guys should play it. There you go. That's our thoughts.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll be back to it next week. But speaking of the Splatoon Amiibo, I did want to talk about my Amiibo adventures.
Amiibo Geddon. You know, I'm surprised you didn't hijack a truck like those people in the UK to get your Amiibo.
I know.
Because, I don't even think they did that just because they wanted to scalp them. I think they were just trying to find some goddamn Amiibo.
I'm not sure. I mean, it was just, they did just get like the Splatoon Collector's Edition with the Squid Amiibos in them, so who knows how they'll offload them. Yeah, it'll be crazy. But anyways, yeah, so for me, I think we talked about it before, I actually had most of the Wave 4 locked down, and the only one I didn't have, like, for sure was Jigglypuff, and I think probably up until like the day before, I was like, I'll just order it afterwards. How expensive can it be? I mean, is it really worth losing sleep to go and get this? I don't know. So just basically like the day before, I'm like, you know what? There's really no reason why I can't. I work late enough in the afternoon on Friday that I can probably go and get enough sleep and, you know, do this and that. So, you know, starting itch to do it. You know, I'm kind of watching Reddit, and Reddit's going crazy this time. Like, everyone's like, oh my god, people are camping out already. It's like 11 p.m. I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, I'm not going at 11 p.m. That's ridiculous. I'm like, I don't want it that bad. I'm like, you know what? I'll just get up at like 6:30 and just go down to Target, and if I get one, I get one. If I don't, I don't. Whatever. So I end up waking up at like, I set my alarm for 6. I ended up waking up at 5:45 before my alarm. And I'm like, okay, so, you know, getting ready. And I'm like, hop on Reddit. And Reddit's like, oh my god, the lives are crazy everywhere. It's insane. I mean, not for my stores in particular, just all over, like, the world, apparently, is what they're saying. So
we had 30 people outside of our Target waiting since, like, 7 p.m. It was ridiculous.
That is ridiculous. So I did a bit of research, and I was like, okay, I'm like, here are the Targets in my area. There's like 5 or 6 of them. So I'm like, I'm not going to go to the stores that have the most supply, because those ones seem to be the ones that most people would go to. I'm like, I'll go to this one. It doesn't have the smallest amount of supply. It has kind of a medium supply. And that should be... I'm like, I don't think a lot of people will go to this one, because it's not like really a well-shopped one. So...
It's not in a good area, so
it's actually it's in a good area. I did not go to the one that I thought I was going to get shanked at. So I went there. I got there. I ended up leaving my house at like 6. Got there about 6:20, and there's already like 3 people waiting. I'm like, oh my god. I'm like the 4th one there, and they're like, hey, what's going on? I'm like, oh, I'm here for Jigglypuff. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing up this early. And they're like, well, the store has 12, so you should be fine. I'm like, yeah, that's what I figured too. So I went with the intention of getting one for a Jigglypuff for myself and then a Jigglypuff for Chris too, because that was the only one that he didn't have as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we ended up waiting for a while, and these guys were pretty chill. They had their 3DSs. We chatted for a bit about games and whatever. And then, like, 7:30, it might as well have been a busload of people just showed up all of a sudden, because then the line, like, quadrupled. And there was probably, like, 15 people waiting, like, just about right when they open. And so we walk in, and, like I don't know, there's, like, these two 8-year-olds that were in line, and they just, like, start skipping and, like, I don't know, cartwheeling all the fuck over, like, electronics. And so we were the first ones there, and, like, the guy who was in line first was basically, like, he was, like, pretty nice. He's like, kid, you didn't get to the end of the line. That's why we had a line. And his mom was like, we didn't know. And they're like, are you fucking stupid? You didn't know? But anyway, why do you think people were standing outside Target? It's like, so anyway.
Why are these grown men standing outside Target for a Jigglypuff?
I know. Exactly. And I do have to say, though, the thing that surprised me the most...
Why are these grown men standing outside Target for a pink puffball?
Is I was probably the youngest one there, and, like... I was like, wow, I'm surprised. People are probably in their mid to late 30s. So, anyway, so we get there.
Scalpers?
No.
I'm joking.
We talked. These guys actually seem legit. Like, they were just there to collect. And, like, it actually ended up being, even though it was the fourth one there, the second person in line was actually just there with his friend, just hanging out. So, and he didn't even buy any. If he was a scalper, he would have got one. But, so we get all the way back to electronics, and then the lady there is like, okay, you guys get 2 Amiibo total. And you can't get doubles. So I'm just like, wow. Well, sorry, Chris. I'm like, I'm getting this Jigglypuff, and I'm getting the Silver Mario. I'm like, I can't help you out, so I don't know what to do. And I could have been super greedy, I guess. Like, I guess in retrospect, if I wanted to, the smart choice would have been Lucina and Robin and just sold them for fuck tons of money. But no, I just got the ones that I wanted because that was what I was there for. And I was bummed I couldn't help out Chris. But, you know, the people behind us in line, probably thrilled because the first 3 of us all took Jigglypuff and Silver Mario. And that left all the nice ones for the end. There's only like 3 Lucinas and Robins, I guess. And there's actually a guy who showed up while we were waiting and just pulled up his car. He's like, you guys here for Lucina and Robin? And he's like, yeah, they're probably all spoken for. And he's like, oh, I figured. They're only supposed to have 3. And he drove away. And, like, it ended up being because of their policy, in retrospect. He should have waited because he would have gotten them. Because none of us ended up doing it. So.
Damn.
But it was surprising. I guess that was the thing. Target rolled out across the country. It was, I guess they had said it on Twitter and then kind of went back on it. But I guess at the end of the day, they ended up going with it. A lot of stores, I guess, only sold 2 Amiibo total per person. So, wow. Yeah, I know. Sucks.
I mean, that's the way it should be handled. I mean, come on.
Well, I think 1 per character would be fair. The most fair, I guess, because, I mean, they released, 8 different Amiibo that day? Actually, more.
I would have said, like, 5 tops. Not, like, 1 per character. Like, 5. 5 would be okay.
1 per character because I would want to buy 1 per character.
Yeah, exactly. I think that would be the most fair. And yeah, I guess if they were going to do it, like, maybe a little more than 2. But, I mean, it worked out great for me because I had the other ones locked down. But if I didn't, I would have been, like, you know, trying to crunch numbers and figure out which ones would be the best ones to go with.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. It's crazy. But, like, and then there was that. And then you had the Amazon fiasco, which was later that day, which thankfully I didn't have to have any part of. But
oh, shit.
Where they put up all the Amiibos basically in half-hour increments.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess Lucina and Robin were gone so fast, most people didn't even see them. Like, seconds. They didn't even last a minute. Like, seconds. So, that's crazy. That is nuts. So, hopefully, Nintendo fixes this. That would be nice. I mean,
would be nice.
They've made steps, if you think about it. Like, the fact that everything's street-dated, huge. I'm sure Nick would agree with me. It's a huge benefit. Because with Wave 2 and 3, they just kind of showed up whenever the fuck they felt like. You had no no rhyme or reason to it. They were just like, it's here. And then, like, one store would have them and another store wouldn't. Another store would get them, like, weeks later. Like,
Wave 5 just got announced.
Wave 5's been announced.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, like, let's see. I think it's a date, actually.
I'm on Amazon right now, and they still have Pac-Mans, and I'm buying a Pac-Man.
I want a Pac-Man.
I heard Super Mario is like incredibly easy to find.
And he's 13. Like Pac-Man's $13. Like if I were to guess, I would have said he would be one of the ones that's harder to get for whatever reason.
No, he's like the Sonic of this.
Well, you figure though, Sonic and Mega Man weren't like hard to get.
The weekend that all this like blew up, I went to my Toys R Us, which usually has a good selection of like Amiibo, and like I get there and they have like nothing. They have up to Wave 3, and that was it. Like they didn't have any of Wave 4. I was like, this is weird, because they usually have like there's usually in each wave there's usually like the 2 or 3 that they just have like millions of.
Yeah, and
there just was like nothing. Like my Toys R Us, I think had like 20 or 30 Greninjas, and they were all gone by the time I got to my Toys R Us.
Yeah, the fervor was real in this one. Like, people are just so. I mean, the pre-orders are handled like so poorly for the most part all around, and then you have like just them selling out in minutes, and so people are just like, I gotta get there. So that's why you ended up with people camping out the entire night to get them, which is sad. Like, it really shouldn't be like that. They should be. I mean, yeah, I guess Nintendo doesn't have to make enough for everyone, but at least hit 90%. Like, I just feel like there's just so many people who just cannot get them. It's just, it's a travesty. And, like, some of the really good ones that you want to, and yeah, they're going back through and reprinting them, but I don't know if it's going to be too late when they actually get around to it. So, and I mean, there are other things that they're trying to, I would imagine, to help fight the scarcity, but we can talk about that later in news. But, I don't know, I guess that's all I have to talk about Amiibo-geddon, unless you guys have anything else with that whole thing.
Nope. Pac-Man's coming though, so I don't really care shit.
And Pac-Man looks great. All the new ones
get that sweet ass helmet from Mario Kart.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot. I gotta go unlock all those things in Mario Kart too. But,
Indeed.
And the Splatoon Amiibos look fantastic. I think those are the best looking ones I've seen so far.
They're really nice looking, and I just in general, the female the character model for the female one looks a lot better than the male one. Like, I see the male, I'm just like, eh. But like the female one has like the freaking like the things coming down, and like it's her hair, but at the same time it's like her squid shit.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's really cool.
Yeah, that is really cool. Whereas the guy just kind of like puts it up in like a ponytail in the back, and it's just kind of like, nah. So yeah, but I agree, definitely. So I don't know. That's all I got to talk about. So who wants to go next?
I mean, I'm like really quick, so I'm not sure if you want to save me for last or.
Yeah, you can go next. I'll be last. Mine's got some stuff to talk about.
As always.
I'm sorry. Fine. I just won't fucking say anything anymore ever.
Oh yeah. So I didn't really play much this week. I had a very hectic week. As actually, oh shit, my phone just fell. If you follow me on Twitter, as Mike does, he saw that I had some automobile issues I had to deal with. I was in an accident, so I was dealing with insurance companies and scrambling to find a car for a week. Didn't really have much time to play video games. Although I did, like I said, watch my friend play Splatoon, which looks fun. And I also watched the movie Kung Fury on YouTube.
Oh, I want to see that. I haven't watched it yet. It's freaking
amazing. It's just a half hour of condensed 80s ridiculous fucking just humor. And I love it. Like, there's, David Hasselhoff does a song for it, and he's in it. And it's like, the way it looks is like it was filmed in the 80s and has like it honestly really feels like Blood Dragon almost, like with the colors that they use, and the entire soundtrack's done by Mitch Murder, who's like very 80s sounding music that he makes. It's really good. But I mean, other than that, I didn't really do much. Like I said, I wanted to play something, but like I was really busy. So that's I'm sorry. No, I did play one thing.
We know you wouldn't have played anything anyways.
I played one thing. Do you know like the Jack in the Box or Jackbox games? Like
yeah.
Like Fibbage and all that shit.
Yeah.
My friend has the whole big collection of it, and we played Drawful, and we were streaming it too, and that can get pretty funny because you're like, hey, I'm gonna draw a penis, and you all gotta guess what it is. So, but yeah, that's what I've been up to.
Nice. Yeah, I've heard it's fun. All right. So there you go, Brandon.
Okay. All right. So, I've been playing some games. you already know about Splatoon. I love it. I enjoy it. It has issues, but fuck it. I played Akiba's Trip, Undead and Undressed. This came out on PC recently, and I picked it up for like $26. It is interesting.
Yeah.
It's essentially a beat-em-up RPG. Like, it's an RPG, it has RPG elements, but it's a beat-em-up game. So, like, you further your character, you get new items, pick up items, beat people up with them, that sort of shit, get new clothes, all that good stuff. But there's one thing about this game, and that is, it is fucking hilarious. I've not laughed so hard at a game in a long-ass time. Your character is oblivious and stupid as fuck, and you get to pick what he says, and some of the options of what you get to pick when responding to people are just the fucking stupidest things I've ever heard, and it just always catches me off guard and makes me laugh my ass off. So, that's a thing. I also got to play the demo of D4. D4 is a lot of fun. I never played it before, so experiencing the demo, which is comprised of two things, like the opening story, kind of explaining it, which is like maybe 5-10 minutes, and then like a 3-minute fight action scene on the plane. It ran really well. It felt really good with a mouse, because you can play the entire game with a mouse, and the way you do that is, like, you click to drag, so you, like, left-click, or you right-click, or middle mouse button, and then, like, for the hand movements that you would do with the Kinect, you just move the mouse there instead, and it works really, really well. So I look forward to being able to play that at the end of this week, because the full game releases on the 5th. And then the one game I got this morning, I've been playing, and that have really weird feelings about, is Hatred. So this is a game that everyone knows about. Like, I mean, you're either on one side, you're on the other, or you just don't know where the fuck you stand. I personally feel that this game should not have gotten an AO rating, from what I had seen before I played the game.
Mm-hmm.
After actually experiencing the game myself, I still don't feel that it should have got the AO rating, but I understand why. Like, I understand. I have seen the things now. First and foremost, the art style of this game is fantastic. It is very nice to look at. It's very interesting, and it kind of made me think about a few things.
Uh-huh.
Because they chose, like, certain things have color. Everything else is black and white in the entire game. But some of the objects that they picked to be colored are very, well, let's just say if you start to think about them, I mean, it's never explained in the game itself, but if you want to, like, go further, you want to try to find a deeper meaning, I think you could make one up yourself. Because the things that are colored are, like, the police lights, the television screens, the, like, the fire, blood, obviously, that sort of thing. Advertisements, like, signs, but the signs I completely understand, like, why those are colored and bright and all that shit. It's so you can see where you're going and where you need to go and that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes sense, but there's a lot of little things I noticed, like the American flags and stuff that's, like, fully colored and it stands out a lot. And then, like, the television screens, which some of them are on TV shows and others are on, like, news stations. Those are fully colored. And I also noticed that, like, I have shadows and almost everything on high, which, by the way, this game runs like ass. So let's just go ahead and get that out of the way. This game runs like ass. But it runs like ass because this, I believe, is one of the first games ever to run on Unreal Engine 4, which is the new Unreal Engine. And if we can optimize games better that run with Unreal 4, fucking all for it, because the destruction engine in this game is amazing. Like, you can literally blow holes in walls to get through to the other side. You can literally throw grenades and blow up sides of buildings. You can hijack cars and ram them into the side of a house, and the house will just crumble away. And it's really, really, really well done with the destruction engine. To the point where, like, if you shoot, like, electronic things, they'll, like, spark and sometimes go up in flames, and, like, it'll start burning the house, and, like, the fire spreads, and fucking great job. Like, that is what is killing the performance. That is what is making it run very poorly for a lot of people. But when it works so fucking well, and it looks so good. The game itself, it's a decent top-down twin-stick shooter. You're not going to get any awards. It's not smart enough for its own good. And I feel like the meaning that I was slowly piecing together, and like the whole reaching thing with the different things that are colored for no real reason, I feel like that's just me trying to find a deeper meaning to whatever they were trying to do. Because whereas things such as, I don't know if you've ever heard of this movie, but there's a movie that's called God Bless America. It's really good, and it's about a guy that basically has become fed up with humanity, and he goes on a spree killing like thing. But it's really well handled. It explains and shows what's driven him to this. He monologues a lot, and like he makes very valid points to the point where you're like, I kinda understand why this guy has finally lost it. But like this, it's just fucking hot topic-y bullshit. It's like, humans are scum, and I must cleanse them. It's just fucking stupid.
Is there a fingerless glove meter?
No.
Yeah.
So, like, the dialogue in this is laughably bad. Like, it is the worst. He says stuff like, more meat puppets for me to obliterate, or like cleanse, or like, he uses the word like cleanse, obliterate. He calls people cans. He calls them meat puppets. And like,
that sounds like somebody was playing Borderlands and was like, the Psycho's voice acting is really good. What if we made it sound serious?
No, he's essentially Nathan Explosion. Like,
because I would expect
it's not serious though. That's the thing. Like, it has a very it has a serious subject matter. Mm-hmm. Like, obviously because of what it is, but it's not handled well. And when I say that, I don't mean it's a bad game. I just mean, like, if they were actually trying to make a point out of just the point being, hey, we made this game, a bunch of people got pissed off, this is the kind of world we live in now. Which, if that was the point they were going for, in all honesty, more power to them. Because you know what? That really did show a lot. The fact that Twitch banned this game 3 days before it released. And they tried to... That's part of news. We'll talk about that later. But the fact that happened, the fact that there were like 13 articles a day on fucking Polygon about how if you play this game, you are Hitler. And the creators had like all these rumors spread about them being neo-Nazis and shit like that because they didn't come forward with their real names. And then when they came forward, people tried to just be like, yeah, well, you're still an asshole. Like, the fact that all of this piled up, I think, is more of a point proven by this game's very existence than anything this game sets out to accomplish. What is this game? It is an arcadey twin-stick shooter where instead of zombies, they are people. That is it. That is all it is. There is no mission besides kill everyone. There is none. There is no actual reason behind it. He tells us there are reasons. We never once see them. In the tutorial is the only portion of the game that kind of makes you be like, okay, that's pretty fucked up. Because, like, you're going through the tutorial, and the tutorial starts, and it's like, you know, press this button to hop over objects, press this button to do this, and it's like explaining it. And it's like, grab a gun and shoot at the targets, and the targets are just literal targets in this guy's basement. And it's like, use your grenades, and it's like showing off the destruction and everything, so you see that for the first time. And then after you do all this normal stuff that you would in any other game tutorial, the next and final objective is to cleanse the filth that you have in your basement. And apparently he had took someone, drugged them, and had kidnapped them in his basement to be his first kill before he goes out. And if you skip the tutorial, you never know this is a thing. You never know this is a thing. And this is literally the only portion of the game that ever made me be like, okay, that's kind of fucked up. Because, it's a normal game until you get to that ending of the tutorial that tells you, go kill this helpless person you have tied up in your basement that you drugged and brought here. Why did you do it? It's not explained. It just, he's there. And, before then, it's never shown on the map that there's any blips or anything. And, that alone was more, very, I guess I kind of was like, oh my god, really? That got me. That got me at that point. But then, the game itself has no surprises. You walk out, you shoot people. Your mission, kill 100 civilians. Kill 100 civilians. Cop come. Kill the cops. Hold off the police. Kill the police. After you kill the police, still a cop car. Still a cop car. Exit. And, but there are some things it does well. As a shooter, it is decent. It's pretty well done. You can hold 3 weapons. There are 4 types of grenades, maybe 3 types. I may have gotten that wrong. But, there's Molotovs, flashbangs, and normal grenades. There might be another one, but I can't remember if there is. But, they actually act like what they would be. So, you throw a Molotov, the fire's gonna sprint everywhere after it hits. And it's actually gonna, if it's a person that you hit with it, you're gonna see them go up in flames and pretty much have their flesh melted off. And then, fall over while still screaming and everything. That sort of thing happens. But, if it's a grenade, it's going to be an explosion. And it's going to make all the, geometry in the world, all the destructible environments and stuff. The world, houses and buildings, if you throw it in a building, it's going to crumble apart the wall. It's going to break apart. You're going to see pieces of it flying everywhere. There's going to be papers that fly around through the air, that sort of thing. And it will leave behind a fire because it's an explosion. And there are probably electronics around there, so they're on fire and that sort of thing. And if you throw a flashbang, it actually, if you're looking at it, it will actually stun you, and it will make the sound go out to the point where all you hear is a ringing in your ears. If you throw it and you avoid it, and you actually throw it, when the cops are coming, or whenever you need civilians, it'll, make it so they will just start swaying back and forth, be stunned, so you can go up on them, and you can do an execution move. And executions are the only way you can get back your health in this game. So instead of regenerating health, by hiding behind walls, you actually have to get up close and personal, and you actually have to work for it. This game's really fucking hard. Really, really, even on the easiest difficulty. So it's not a walk in the park. And it actually makes you feel like you have to work for a lot of this. A lot of people, such as Polygon, such as Kotaku, when they were initially talking about this game, they were saying, why would you kill helpless civilians if they can't fight back? This sort of thing. There's helpless civilians. That's terrible. It's horrible. This is not true. That is not true. That doesn't happen. Civilians are not helpless. In fact, they will grab guns and items off of people's dead bodies and attempt to attack you in a fight or flight sort of situation, which is really smartly done. I don't know if that's a word, but it's done in a very smart way. Mm-hmm. And I haven't seen that done before, honestly. They'll scream die, and they'll run at you, and they'll be like, I gotta do something, and they'll do something like that, and you don't feel like a god. This doesn't empower you to the point where you feel like no one can stop you. No matter how often he says it, you will die, and you will die a lot. You can take cars, ram them into buildings, and when you do that, the buildings just crumble apart, and you can make holes in walls and exits for yourself. There's something I started to notice at about level 3 though. They introduced these things called hunters, which are basically civilians that are fed up with the shit they've seen you do, and they are taking it as a reason to go after you. And they will hunt you down, like it's a sport. Now, granted, you are a terrible human being and you fully deserve this, but at the same time, they're hunting you down to kill you with shotguns, much like you're doing with them. And they spout the same obscenities and the same things that you say. So this could be
kind of weird,
lazy, on like not with the same voice, obviously. So like this could be lazy on like the developer's part, or it could be something much more. And I personally felt that if the developer was smarter and was going this route, it's actually quite genius. Because as you're continuing into the game, you start to see like the humanity of the people that you're murdering like kind of fall apart, such as when the hunters are introduced and they start being a lot like you, and it's kind of showing that like fragile line between like a decent normal human being and a psychopath, and how like that line's pretty thin for some people, and some people will use things such as what's going on as an excuse to go out and do the same thing. And I kind of thought that was really well done and very smart. Again, could just be reaching entirely, but they specifically call them hunters. They specifically shout things like, fucking die, you scum, which is the same thing you say to them. You just say it like, fucking die, you scum. Like you've smoked a lot of cigarettes. That sort of shit. And, and I kind of started noticing that as I went further into the game. But then like in level 4, I didn't really notice it until like I got further in, and there were actually civilians with guns that were armed on the train, that whenever you would kill cops, they would grab the guns and they would start gunning for you. I mean, just fucking gunning for you. And like, it seemed to further like my idea of that. But then level 5 kind of brought it all apart because they're helpless again. They're at a train station, and it's just the military that comes after you. And like when the military comes after you, they fucking come after you with like rocket launchers and everything. Essentially, this game is Postal. This game is Grand Theft Auto without the humor, with a not so good story, but it doesn't make the game not enjoyable. It has its flaws. The Unreal 4 engine is very, very poorly optimized currently, and it doesn't run very well. I'm still getting like 30 to 50 frames, but it will drop at very weird moments and times. Bodies will like do weird things, and like it brings you out of the game a lot. And it really just feels like an arcadey game, and it makes it feel out of place because of the subject material that's going on. And at the same time, that's good and bad, but I really don't think the developer cared. I think they just wanted to make this game to prove we can do this. This is something we're gonna do, because like the main thing they point out was like, you're told people are bad guys and it's instantly okay to kill them. Mm-hmm. But like you're still killing someone. I mean, so you're just not being told they're bad guys. They're not bad guys but on the other like people's side, you're the bad guy, like in other games. So it's like, that person's the bad guy in GTA. And, you're like, no, that person's a red dot. I have to kill them. That means they're bad. But this just kind of is like, no, just kill everything. There's no death of animals. There's no death of babies or anything like that. So if anyone tells you that's a thing that happens in this game, they're fucking lying and full of shit. There is minor humor, very minor. And there's a lot of things like... I murdered an entire crowd of people waiting outside of an Apple store. and I was kind of like, of course they call it the A phone, but like at the same time, there's a lot of like social commentary in it without being like super in your face or anything. Mm-hmm. But like it's not handled well. Like there's no character development. There's nothing. You're just killing people, and like. I'm torn. I don't know if this game is genius and a decent game, or if it's really fucking stupid, but still a very decent twin-stick shooter. Either way, I am happy with the purchase, though, and I do feel like graphically, artistically, and like just the sheer use of the destructible environments and how well it is done. If this is the kind of thing a company can do for their first try ever, I really look forward to seeing whatever they do in their like future games, if they have any. I feel that they could be a very good company, like, and not just have to go with shock value. Yeah, and maybe it's not shock value. Maybe they just wanted to have fun and they thought this was fun. But at the same time, I kind of feel like the hype that was brought up by like Polygon and Kotaku made this company be like, you know what, let's just fucking play into it. Because I even talked with them. I even messaged one. I was like, how does it make you feel that like your game is banned from Twitch? And their response was fucking great. Like, I was like, really? And they're like, yeah. And then I was just like, okay, all right then.
I mean, they got so much free advertising from that whole thing. So I mean, it makes sense, yeah.
So, my review of it so far, I think I'm almost at the end. It's only like a 4 or 5 hour game. It's pretty short. My review of it so far is, it's either very well thought out and genius and a decent game as well, or it's really fucking stupid, but still a very decent game and a decent first try. So that's my thoughts on it.
Fair enough.
Nice.
I like it.
Good.
I actually had someone message me on Steam who I've never met before who saw that I bought the game, and they called me fucking ISIS. They're like, you should go join ISIS, you sick fuck. And I was like, I don't even know you. They just saw that I had bought the game and I was playing it.
Wow.
And it kind of upset me, but I was like, alright, whatever.
Kind of weird.
Yeah, that is.
So, there's a lot of people on their moral high ground about it, and they really have no leg to stand on. This isn't something you should get on a moral high ground about, I personally feel. Especially when you have games such as Postal already existing. You have games such as Postal 2 already existing. Sure, it has comedy, but the original did not. You have games such as State of Emergency on PS2, where the entire point was just kill people for points. I mean, it's just a better looking game, but it's the same fucking thing. So, I don't see the big deal. I don't think there should be a big hubbub. So there you go.
Sounds good. So, I guess move on to our E3 predictions.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah. E300!
Woo!
Yeah. So, I told everyone to bring 5 E3 predictions with them, and...
None, but that is okay. I got this.
You got it, okay.
I did it.
So, we'll see how this goes. We'll see how our predicting abilities are.
Mm-hmm.
So, I guess it makes sense. Do we want to go round robin, just do one at a time? I think that makes sense.
Sure, I guess that works.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. We will do it in alphabetical order like usual, unless Brandon's not ready.
I would prefer you not to. I gotta...
Okay, we'll do me, Nick, Brandon. Okay. And that will give you time. All right. And we'll talk about them as we go through, too. So.
All right. I wanted to use, like get a basis for what you guys are looking for or thinking about. That's why I want you guys to go first, because then I can form my own things.
Yeah, I mean, it makes more sense to be as specific as possible.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I have, like, 3 really specific ones and then kind of, like, 2 vaguer ones.
Yeah.
But maybe we'll see. My Nintendo ones were fairly specific, but I'll just kind of rotate through them. So my first one is that Nintendo is going to announce that, well, basically, they're going to have some exclusive software for the new 3DS, and that will be the Game Boy Advance and Super Nintendo Virtual Console exclusively for the new 3DS. So,
wow, that's really specific, actually.
Yep, I know. I feel like that is... They need to have software to make it so that it's more than just a 3DS with better 3D, and it makes sense, because they've been... With the new amount of memory on there, it makes sense that they can go back through and do those. It seems like it's something that they kind of have been angling for a while. So I feel like that's something that we will see with the new system. All
Possibly.
Right. Yeah. Any thoughts on it?
I feel like more so they, instead of like Super Nintendo, they should just add the DS Virtual Console to the 3DS. Because I think that'd be more useful. Because I know they had some on the Wii U, but like try playing a DS game on like a 32-inch TV. It's so bad.
And I think, like, the only reason I don't know if they'd be able to do that, though, is just because I feel like the 3DS might not have enough memory to do DS games. Although they could do some, like, tomfoolery like they did with the Wii U running, like, downloadable Wii games. So maybe they could do something like that. And actually, I would like that a lot, to be honest, if they were able to do it. And I don't know. I guess we'll find out. But I do think that they're going to announce something exclusive for the 3DS, and it doesn't make sense for them to do full software titles, so kind of sweetening the deal with virtual console games makes sense, since that's not quite what they did with the DSi, but it was downloadable titles that made the DSi stand out over the DS. So, yeah, so that's my first prediction. All right, Nick, it's up to you.
All right, I'm not sure if you guys remember. I think it was a few months ago, there was rumors of Rare showing off a classic franchise return at E3. Now, this is both literally and figuratively a shot in the dark. I'm thinking they might be bringing back Perfect Dark.
Okay.
All right.
I'm thinking we might be getting a modern version of Perfect Dark.
I was going more for Jet Force Gemini, but that's okay.
I don't know if Jet Force Gemini would sell. But
I think it would.
Yeah, I know. I don't think it has the clout like Perfect Dark does, and if they do a good stab at that, I think that would go really well for them.
I think they're realizing that...
I don't think Perfect Dark would sell.
Well,
and do you know why I think that?
Let me
because
explain.
A lot of the people they would be marketing to would be the people that played Perfect Dark Zero.
No,
not necessarily.
But I think what they're coming to terms with at this point is that Halo has way run its course, right?
Yeah.
Like, Halo has peaked and is just down.
Yeah.
It might peak up a little bit more with Halo 5. So I think they might start throwing out a Perfect Dark game just to kind of, get a new franchise that it's going to be a shooter, that's going to be popular. So I think, it only makes sense for them to bring back Perfect Dark. I don't think it makes sense for them to bring back Banjo-Kazooie because I don't really think they're going to do much with that game anymore. Jet Force Gemini, I don't really care.
Oh, that game's awesome. Fuck you.
And Donkey Kong is no longer a Rare IP. So I think it makes sense for Perfect Dark to at least be shown or talked about at an Xbox E3 conference.
Okay.
My guess would have been Banjo-Kazooie if I was going to go, but that's fair.
I think Nuts and Bolts was like just so bad. I don't think anybody wants to see another Banjo-Kazooie.
Well, they could do Viva Pinata. People fucking love that.
Oh man,
game.
that game's so good.
People do love Viva Pinata, which is weird.
Yeah.
No, it's good. There is no reason that is weird. Viva Pinata is awesome.
Show. I'm just saying no because it's not even a show anymore, so it's not even relevant anymore.
The show came after the game.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No,
I'm serious.
It was a tie-in.
Nope.
No.
Oh, it was a tie-in back to the game after the second game came out.
Oh.
Anyway.
The show was terrible, dude. The game was fantastic. It was essentially animal version of Sims, and it was fucking awesome.
All right,
anyway. My prediction is fairly specific, sort of, kind of. Nintendo related, though. I think we're going to find out a few of the official titles and get some video footage of maybe their mobile games they will be coming out with soon. Like, other than the ones we've already been told, I think we're going to get, like, maybe a big starting thing where they announce their whole mobile push, because they have announced it, but they haven't announced it, like, to everyone, haven't made it majorly public. It's mostly for the people that are, like, you and me and Nick here that, like, browse gaming sites or look into this sort of thing and all that, your mom, pop, brother, sister, that sort of thing. They haven't seen that commercial. They haven't seen that ad. They haven't seen that video yet that's like, oh my goodness, really? And I think we're going to get that where Nintendo's like, so yeah, we're going to start putting out games on mobile phones, and this is our first lot of them. And they'll give us like a short little 2-minute thing where it's like, like the trailer mashup they do with the indie games and that sort of thing. But they'll do it with their mobile games they're going to announce.
I don't think they will. And
they already came out and said they're not showing out anything about NX, anything about mobile games, and anything about Zelda Wii U.
Yeah, so there is that.
I thought they only said the NX. I didn't know
they did say they weren't going to do mobile games.
Son of a bitch.
So let's just say that even theoretically, theoretically, let's just say Brad's prediction was going to come true and they were going to do it anyways. There's another reason why I don't think they'll do it, and that is because the way the mobile game market is, everyone makes fucking clones. So if Nintendo goes off and shows a game before it's out, people are just going to go and clone it before it comes out.
Yeah, you make a very good point there.
So I honestly feel like all the Nintendo mobile games, they're going to announce it in Direct and they'll be out that day. They'll be like, no waiting.
Can I have another prediction then? Because that was stupid. I fucked that up. I wasn't thinking, and I thought it was only the NX.
Well,
they said they weren't
going to talk
predictions. About. Whatever. I failed one. Strike one of 12.
I mean, who knows? They could come back and just be like, hey, surprise. They could.
Whatever.
All right, so for mine, this one's my kind of one of my bigger ones. But I feel like Sony's going to have a good show at good conference this year. Mm-hmm. But it's going to be at the expense of 2015. They're going to completely focus on 2016 with Morpheus, and there will be no Vita presence at all.
Oh yeah, Vita's gone.
Vita is gone.
I'm pretty sure of that.
Yeah.
Vita's gone. Like, there are big things that they're going to show off all 2016 titles. They're not going to focus. They don't have anything for 2015 that's major, so they're not even going to deal with it. They're going to go right into Uncharted, and they're going to show off stuff that they have coming out next year. And people will be like, oh yeah, Sony had a great show. But it's not going to be until afterwards, and you're like, none of these games are coming out this year. Then you're going to be like, okay, that's what it is. So that's my thing, and especially the no Vita presence. Vita's dead. It's dead. And, yeah, that's it. And also, Brandon, this did remind me. I don't know how we didn't talk about this last week when we were talking about games you should buy for your Vita TV or PlayStation TV. Mm-hmm. But, Corpse Party. We talked about it before. I know you want that game.
I do want all of them.
And you should be able to play both those on the Vita TV. So
I'm going to check that out right now.
All right. So, Nick.
Okay, I'm not sure if this is going to be like a big announcement or if it's going to be more of like a, hey, this exists, look out for it in the coming months. Mm-hmm. But I feel like it's time for them to at least show that this is a thing. Mm-hmm. I think Nintendo might announce Animal Crossing for the Wii U.
I definitely think that's a good prediction. Did you see the
I'm pretty sure it's happening.
Did you see the recent, I think it was in Iwata's Asks, where they were like, so, what do you think about Animal Crossing on the Wii U? And the guy's like, and he's like, why don't you ask me about that a little bit later? And it's like
it's been 3 years since New Leaf has come out, right? Around 2-3 years?
Yeah.
I believe so.
2 years. 2 years since
New Leaf. Okay, 2 years. And usually both mobile version, well, I'll say mobile lightly, portable versions and console versions come out fairly in the same amount of time, I think within a few years span. So I think it makes sense for them to at least announce it. There might be a trailer for it, there might not be, but then again, it might actually be announced because we see the game coming out soon, the Happy Home fucking,
I was
decorating.
Going to point that out also. That's coming out, but
that could be a tie-in to the Wii U version.
I don't think I can think of a single Amiibo Amiibo thing that's been released that is console specific. Because all the Amiibos I have and that I've seen, Splatoon just released. Never mind, I'm shutting up, I'm going to bed, bye.
Stupid. So with Happy Home Academy, whatever the fuck, coming out with the 3DS, I think it makes sense for that to be like a tie-in side game to the console version.
It feels like it would be, because it releasing looks way too,
Yeah, they're releasing the Amiibo cards for Animal Crossing, so I think it only makes sense.
Or maybe they'll add Amiibo support to
I'll be really surprised
3DS version.
If nothing is said at all about Animal Crossing. Like, if I just see like a logo and like a name, cool. That's good enough for me. But if I hear nothing, it's going to be a little weird.
Yeah, and it makes sense because that's like a nice evergreen title for them. They put that out, always does well sales-wise. It'll keep people coming back to the system. It definitely will bring in a new group of people to play. They'll be playing for a while, and especially with their new stance on DLC, that game does seem like it'd be ripe for it. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I think that, like I said, I think it's a solid prediction, especially based on the things that we've seen where they've been like extra cryptic about the Wii Animal Crossing. So, yeah, it's a good one. Brandon?
I think the person that will sweep the floor with E3 will
Like
be
janitor?
Microsoft. Yep. It will be Microsoft. They bring in their janitors to... No, I think Microsoft's going to have the best show.
Yeah.
And the reason why is I think they're going to stay focused on what they're releasing later towards the end of this year and like the beginning of the middle of next year. And my main reasoning for this is what games outside of Halo 5, Microsoft-wise, is releasing this year?
Tomb Raider. There
you go. They're going to need something for that. They had the recent beta of the new Gears of War HD thing. We'll probably get something to do with that. I don't know about you, but I actually really like the multiplayer Gears of War. It was a lot of fun.
I mean, it's just shotguns, so if you like shotguns, yeah.
It's not just shotguns. You can actually play with other weapons
game is
if you're good.
In 2005 simulator.
All right, get good then, Nick. We'll talk. Anyway. But no, I feel they're going to announce a lot more indie stuff also.
I have a problem with Microsoft, and they've had really shitty shows these past few years.
They have, but I think
the last one was really good.
I say the last year's wasn't that bad.
My problem with it though is that that one game that they announced, it was like a newer version of an older original Xbox game. I forget what it was called. It was
talked about it so many times. The Phantom
Dust, whatever the fuck.
Phantom Dust, yeah.
That got canceled. We've heard nothing about Scalebound.
Yes, that's another thing I was going to bring up. I think we're going to get something on Scalebound, and I think we're going to get the revival of Phantom Dust in some way.
I get nervous
because they said they didn't cancel it. It's just on hold for indefinite currently.
Yeah. I get nervous when they announce, like, anybody announces a game at E3 and then they don't say anything about it for, the year. And
like, you read the story on that Phantom Dust.
Yeah, I know I read about that. Like, they blew out the entire studio and they're, like, trying to find another studio for it.
Well, no, the studio, like, the video that they showed off for it, the studio that was making the game didn't make that video and hadn't even, like, gotten that far into making of the game yet. And that literally had nothing to do with the final version of the game. So, they didn't even know Microsoft was going to put up that video. They had no idea.
Yeah.
They just did it.
I think their E3 presentation might be okay. I think, I honestly, every year, for the last few years, it's been PlayStation, Nintendo, Xbox for me. Like, in that order.
Really? Even last year?
Last year was not. I would not have put Xbox at last year.
Oh, I wouldn't have put PlayStation at first.
Yeah, no way. That was terrible.
There was more things that excited me on PlayStation side than there was on Xbox's side. Yeah, the Master Chief Collection was awesome. I don't really give a shit about Scalebound, to be honest with you. It doesn't look like... It looks okay. I might... If I see more of it, I'd...
Hold on, Nick. Do you know who's making Scalebound?
Yeah, Platinum Games.
And you aren't excited?
Their games for me are really hit and miss.
I'm going to hit you, and I'm not going to miss.
Okay. I'll give Bayonetta credit, but, like, I played some of their other games, like, what was that one game for PS2 Home? It's in my collection. Let me look.
Is it Anarchy Reigns? Because that game's awesome. Fuck you.
Tales of Korra?
No, Vanquish.
Vanquish is fantastic. I'm going to hit you right now.
The game was okay.
Vanquish was so good.
None of their games are bad, but it ranges from okay to, yeah, I'll buy this for half price.
That is not the way I feel about them at all. The only bad game I think they've ever made is Legend of Korra. Like that, and that's not even bad. It's just
Whatever. That's personally I think about, but we'll see.
We will see. All right, on to me again. So, next prediction. I think that Nintendo is going to unveil the quality of life platform, system, console thing, and it will be detailed and it will launch in 2015. I think this is the thing that they want to show off to the mass audience this year. It might not be a good idea. I don't know where they are sitting on this as it is, but with the Wii U base struggling as it is, this will help launch like another stream of income for them. And it would be interesting. I do think it'll be, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they're scrambling to throw Amiibos in there somehow. Amiibo support for it, but what? The
quality of life shit, like, it's been really weird. Like, I've been because they've been talking about that kind of stuff since the Wii came out. Like the finger heart rate scanner and shit like that.
Well, they had that. They had the balance board with Wii Fit. I mean, it's something that they've been doing for a while. It's not like it's
Yeah, I don't know if it's ever going to come to fruition as its own thing.
You think it's going to be vaporware?
I think it might be vaporware, or it might be included in the NX.
That's possible too.
No.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it would actually make more sense. I mean, I've said this before, but it would make a lot of sense if they took like the Wii U hardware that they have and make that part of the quality of life system. So it's like, okay, if you already have the Wii U, then you have this. If you want just the quality of life stuff, you get this bundle, and it also just happens to be a Wii U. Because it seems really weird for them to kind of make a different platform when they could just have one platform that does everything.
Yeah, Nintendo's never really been one to make an add-on to their system. I mean, besides...
they make lots of add-ons.
Besides the 64 disk drive, and that never kind of...
But yeah, so I could see them like somehow revitalizing like Wii U hardware, just kind of like repurposing it into a second thing. Kind of like what they did with those old arcade units and turn it into Donkey Kong. Maybe they'll take the Wii U hardware and turn it into the main part of their quality of life system. And like I said, Possibly. It might just happen to play games. But regardless of what it is, I think we're going to see the fruits of that this year. And I think they're going to detail it at E3. Makes a lot of sense because they're going to have like, USA Today and all the other Time, journalists and whatever there to see all this stuff. So it's a good audience for them to get launching with it. Although it's probably not going to be a huge focus for them, but I think they're going to have something compelling there to make it interesting. Like I think there definitely is a market for them to gamify fitness, and I think that now is the right time for them to jump into it. So, yeah.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm. All right, Nick, back on to you.
Okay, I'm not really sure if this is going to happen or not. This is more so I would like to see this. But a new Metroid, either for 3DS or Wii U. And if it's for 3DS, I would like to see a 3DS bundle.
That would be nice. I mean, I do think it's likely. I mean, Retro is due for another game. Like, they put out Donkey Kong, Country Returns.
They are working on something.
Tropical Freeze, whatever.
We all know what it is. It's all good.
What is it?
It's Star Fox. They're working along with Miyamoto to, yeah.
I mean, it's possible, too. You don't think it's Platinum, though? The ones who've been pining for that game and then put the Easter egg in the Bayonetta 2?
I mean, that's the other person that I think could be doing it, but Platinum, I think, might be busy right now.
I mean, they clearly could work on multiple games at the same time. I'm inclined.
I guess you're right. Yeah, I'm. Yeah, it's probably Platinum more so. Now that I think about it, you do have a very good point.
I think the Easter egg with Star Fox and Bayonetta 2 was like the most telling thing. I think that was their way of saying, Nintendo, hey, we know you're looking for someone. Look. Look
what we can do. Look what we can do.
So I definitely, if it's not them, I would be very surprised. But it makes a lot of sense. They were already working with Nintendo at the time, and so I think that's a good thing. But it wouldn't surprise me if Retro was working on it. The other possibility you have, too, Next Level Games is supposed to be working on something for Nintendo as well. We have no fucking clue what that is either. So, yeah, it could be anything. Who knows? Maybe they're going to do 2 Metroid games. Yeah.
All right.
Brandon.
Is it my turn?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I've got a ton of predictions that no one actually thought about, because no one's thought about this company that's going to be at E3. So, for Bethesda, I believe...
If you're saying announce Fallout 4, then this is the lamest prediction ever.
No. I actually, that is part of this, but there are 3 things that are going to be announced.
It's my next one.
First thing, they're going to announce Fallout 4. It's going to happen. Second thing, they're going to show off Doom 4, and they're going to announce the beta in November, and if it isn't in November, it will be in February. Depending on how long it is until the release. Because I'm thinking the release will be like around February or March for Doom 4. And if that's the case, then it will definitely have a beta in like November. But if that isn't the case, and it's like a June, July, August sort of deal, or even further in, it'll have its beta finally in February or March. But the third thing is it's either going to be an HD update to next-gen consoles with Dishonored, or it's going to be Dishonored 2. That is the third. Yeah, it could be both, but that is my...
They talk about they are doing an HD Dishonored that is coming.
And there has been a lot of talk that they were doing Dishonored too. I completely forgot about that. But
yeah, I really liked Dishonored. I thought it was a really well done game.
I bought that game when it was on sale, like when it came out, and I still haven't played it yet.
You should definitely try it. It's a lot of fun.
When I clear off my currently playing games, it definitely is up there. Although I already have the next game slated that I'm planning on playing. I'm really excited for it.
And what's that?
We'll talk about it later.
Okay. But yeah, that's my prediction. My other prediction, and I think, I think it's pretty close, maybe.
Did you see that they just wrangled Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb to host the Bethesda show?
Oh, that's nice. I like it.
Yeah. So that was really nice. All right. So I guess it's back to me again. So I think this was another one of my vague ones. But I think that Microsoft is going to surprise everyone and money hat another major third-party exclusive. Something announced that we thought was going to be multi-platform, kind of like what they did with Titanfall, kind of like what they did with Tomb Raider. There's going to be something that we all thought was hot shit that's coming out soon, and they're going to pull in and make it single platform for them. Something like Mass Effect, something like
Doom 4,
something like Fallout. Like, I feel like they're going to like swoop in and like make this a big thing. Doom 4 and Fallout might be too big for them to do it. Oh, actually, not Doom 4. Doom 4, I think they could.
Doom 4, I think it could happen.
Fallout, I think, would be too big. Mass Effect, I think they could do it with, especially since they've shown that they would work with EA before on those kind of things. I also could see them doing it for if there was Dishonored 2. I could see them doing it for that too. But I feel like there's going to be some surprise at the show, and it's going to shock everyone, and they're going to be like, "Oh, this." I mean, who knows? If they did that for, like, say, Kingdom Hearts 3, that'd be huge. I don't think it would happen.
That would just so many angry people, many angry people.
The whole angry country would exist. So, yeah, that's what I think.
All right, fair prediction. I like it.
Since Brandon took my prediction of Fallout 4 being announced and that whole thing, we'll replace with my backup prediction that Konami chairman will just come out and start swinging their dicks.
They'll just slap everyone in the face in the front row.
Just helicoptering.
No, Konami said they're not going to be there at all. So
they'll swing their dicks via Skype. They'll figure it out.
They'll do it by VR.
Yeah, VR.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So that my actual prediction though, Fallout 4, maybe in Boston. We'll see.
Okay. You guys kind of... I figured one of us will probably end up predicting the same thing at some point.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, Brandon, back to you.
I think that... this one's... I don't know who to put this with, because, like, it could really go anyone. But I think Kojima is going to move away from the PlayStation platform and to another one. I don't know which one. Probably not the Wii U, so maybe Microsoft got a hold of him.
You think he's going to show off something already?
This can tie into Mike's prediction, and he could be announcing Snatcher 2 exclusively for Xbox.
With Kinect. Snatcher 2 better with Kinect.
Better with Kinect.
No.
That's an oxymoron.
It actually does kind of tie into what Mike was saying. I don't think he's producing, and I don't think he's made a game far enough along yet to like formally announce it. I just think they'll be like exclusively the next Kojima game will be on Microsoft platform or something to that. Somehow Microsoft will have Kojima now. That's all I'm saying.
That's your prediction? Okay.
Yes.
All right. I think that's a fair one. All right. My last prediction is a prediction I made before. I think I made this prediction last year. And I think it's going to happen this year, for sure.
For sure. But I think that Nintendo will announce an Amiibo game, some sort of adventure action.
Damn it, this was going to be my last one.
They will have an Amiibo game that encompasses all the Amiibo into some sort of genre. And that is what they're going to do. They've had enough time to work on it now that the Amiibos have been out. They're using Smash Brothers as a platform to get them in homes. And now that they've sold like 10 million of them or something ridiculous, they can clearly justify the cost to make a game for it. I think they would have done it last year, except they started the platform of Amiibo. They wanted to get the ball rolling first with Smash Brothers before they announced it. There was that rumor that there was something that they were doing like that before. So I think that this is the year that we'll see it. I think that it's going to be something Skylanders-esque probably. And I think it's going to be huge for them because it's going to be a huge Trojan horse because they already have all these Amiibos out there. And so, it's going to sell more Amiibo for them. And B, it's going to sell like crazy because there's going to be so many people that have it. It will be a 3DS and Wii U game, whatever it is. And I think it will be exciting. So that's it. That's my last one.
Indeed.
All right, Nick, back to you.
All right, my final one, probably a bit of an obvious one. I think we'll see both a trailer and a release date for Star Fox Wii U.
That's an obvious one. That's a late prediction. It's supposed to come out this year.
Yeah. I'm saying we'll see. We'll get a release date and gameplay.
I'll do a non-obvious one that no one's gone to. No one's talked about Square Enix and how they have a thing going on.
Uh-huh.
I think we're going to get more footage on the new Deus Ex, maybe a release date. Especially with the new thing, and also especially with what was announced today, I think we'll get info, maybe also a release date on the PC version of Final Fantasy Type 0 HD, because that's also being released on PC now, and I'm thinking it'll be released maybe as a pack with Final Fantasy 15, which is already rumored to be a PC game as well. And we'll get a release date for Final Fantasy 15.
Nice. They did say that there's... IGN apparently today announced that they're going to have a E3 party for an unannounced Square Enix game. So that will be interesting, too.
Ooh.
Wild card E3 prediction. New Call of Duty getting shown off at Xbox One's press conference.
Oh, really?
Probably,
I never would have guessed.
Probably the first thing that they show, too, since they always lead off with that.
Yeah, I mean, if a new Square Enix game... Now I'm trying to think of what Square Enix game there hasn't been in a while. Oh, is it a new IP or is it a new game?
Just new game. We don't know anything other than that. Just unannounced game, rather.
Man, huh.
This could be anything. It could be... Because it could be Eidos, it could be Square Enix regular,
true.
It could be an RPG, it could be an action game, it could be...
Chrono Trigger HD.
Yeah, no fucking clue. It could be anything. So that would be awesome with Chrono Trigger HD.
Yo,
So-
I'd fucking shit my pants.
So you guys excited for E3?
Yo,
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I mean, I can't actually watch it this year. I'll have to catch up on the video.
Why can't you watch
Thanks. When is it? What times are they?
it? It's like all through the day on Monday. Well, Bethesda's thing is late on Sunday.
Okay, I can see that one.
Microsoft, Ubisoft, EA, and Sony are all Monday.
I can see those.
Then Nintendo and Square Enix are going to be early Tuesday,
Like what time?
like noon.
I could probably check that out.
And then there's like a PC conference later in the day, like 5 p.m., I think.
Oh, okay.
Tuesday as well.
I thought they were going to go for the late o'clock, like 9, 10 o'clock things again, like they did before in the past. So, yeah, that's not bad at all then. That's actually, a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I can see it then. Cool.
So,
All right.
anyways, I'm sure we'll be back on the E3 hype train!
Hey, Lamau.
Next week.
Just
for
Cause
sure.
3.
Yeah.
What's the... Oh! Theater Rhythm, Dragon Quest. I want it. Can I have it?
No, but you can have news.
Oh, okay. Here comes news. I don't want to give it to you. I'm going to give you the news. Gonna give it right now. Gonna give you the news. News. Here's the news.
All right, so we got lots of news to talk about this week.
Fuck ton of news.
Yeah, a lot of news this week leading up to E3 again. Some of this stuff actually surprises me that they didn't save it for the show, but let's jump into it. Yoshi's Woolly World, they announced more Amiibo support. Basically, every Amiibo is going to unlock costumes for Yoshi's, and they're pretty awesome looking. So, they basically, like, Mario Amiibo will put Yoshi to, like, almost like it's not quite a costume, but basically it's like stitching will be changed to look like Mario. Like, the Samus one will, like, make him into, like, Samus colors, and, like, the mask is, like, on his nose. I don't know, it's crazy, but it looks fucking sick, so that is pretty neat. There's not really a lot to say on that. New Need for Speed is going to be online only, so...
Uh-huh.
I know. I don't really care, because I don't watch a lot of, or play a lot of racing games, but I'm sure they can do some interesting stuff with it, maybe, assuming it works, but...
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy it, so...
Yeah, I'm sure we'll hear more about it at E3. Not too much to say right now. We did talk about it at the top of the show, but Nintendo is the first console maker that's doing a Humble Bundle, straight from the stuff from eShop. All that's announced so far, there are more games supposed to be announced before this podcast is out. They have Guacamelee, they have Whoa Dave, Mighty Switch Force, Stealth Inc., SteamWorld Dig, which I played earlier, it's great. The Fall, which I also heard is great. It'd probably actually be the next game I play on this list. Ollie Ollie.
Kind of want to play The Fall. Everyone tells me it's good.
Yeah, I've heard great things. And then Moon Chronicles, which we've loved. So,
yeah, that game's awesome.
Yeah, and there's a lot of like rumors as to what the other titles are, because if you go to the Humble Indie Bundle like shop on the eShop, there's like all these extra titles listed that aren't part of it. So like the Swapper,
Oh, really?
Yeah. So like a bunch, like more than I think they would feasibly add into the bundle later. But I mean, we'll see.
I want to see which possibility. No. We're doing this. I'm just booting this up. I want to see what the possibilities are. So let's throw out the possibilities, because this sounds like an interesting little thing. Okay, so give me 1 second. It's booting up right now. I'm gonna try to match the. Okay, I'm back. Now let's see what's possible. Sports Ball? Shantae. That game's so good. Let's see. Ultron, Lone Survivor, Thomas Was Alone, The Swapper, Mutant Mudds. Mutant Mudds isn't on this list, is it?
Nope, Mutant Mudds isn't on
I'm
there.
pretty sure that's gonna show up.
And it makes sense, because we already got Moon Chronicles on there. Mm-hmm. So, obviously, Renegade Kid's totally in on this whole thing.
Yep.
So, and actually same thing with Mighty Switch Force and Shantae. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I kind of wish we'd get Shantae, because, like, Shantae is an awesome game. Mm-hmm. And a lot of fun, but, like, I think it's too much money to give away as the, unlockable. But who knows, maybe we'll get it.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me, too, if they, so maybe they'll add some more games, too, if you're above the average, and then maybe they'll add another tier. Like, hey, if you're over $20, then you'll get a bunch of other stuff, too. Who knows? There's a lot of stuff they could do with it. It will be exciting to see. I think this is a great initiative for them to take. Mm-hmm. Because it's great advertising for the indie stuff that they have on the Wii U and the 3DS. And I think it's a platform where it's very neglected. I don't think it gets as much visibility as, say, it does on the PlayStation or the Xbox One, especially with PlayStation Plus, because they bring so much of it to people for free, so it kind of keeps their awareness up on it. But yeah, right. I think it's great. I am really excited to see them do this in the future, and surprisingly, this was incredibly proactive for Nintendo. I'm actually impressed.
Yeah, I am too.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, so there's that. And let's see, back to other news. AO Games banned from Twitch. We did kind of mention it earlier. So, I don't know if it's super surprising, although it's kind of weird because there's just a lot of stuff that's not rated.
So. All right, let's talk about this one. Let's talk about this one right now.
Okay.
Let's talk about what this really is.
Uh-huh.
Hatred banned from Twitch. That's what this is. This is not AO Games, because every single one of the games listed on the list of AO games were already banned. Except Hatred. Alright? All the ones that are on that list are banned for sex, for sexual themes, for nudity, vast amounts of it, which is already a bannable offense, which is already something Twitch does not allow. Mm-hmm. The only game on that list that isn't is Hatred. This was just Twitch's way of being a pussy and not coming right out and saying, don't stream Hatred. Mm-hmm. This is just their way of doing that. That is all it is. This is not Twitch bans AO games. Because how many more AO games are we going to get? Probably not that fucking many. This all boils down to, and I fully believe it, especially since on the fucking thing, they also link to Polygon when they post the thing about Hatred being added to the list. Which, surprisingly, they added that to the list after they put it in the list. Mm-hmm. And they then linked to Polygon. They're like, our friends over at Polygon, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, alright, yeah, you just fucking pandering to people. That's all you're doing. Or you're just trying to save your own ass. And because of that, you don't want to come out and say the real reason. Now, if they had said something like, listen, guys, don't stream hatred, all right? We have kids that watch this. We don't have a good age system, thing in place. I just don't stream hatred. You'll get in trouble if you do it. If they would have said that, I would have been perfectly fine. I still would have been upset. I would still boycott them like I am doing now, and like I will continue to do. But, I would have been like, all right, that's fine. At least you were open about it. This is just them blanketing everything so they can get their one point across, which is don't stream hatred. And that's fucking stupid. That's really stupid. If you want something not on your service, just say it. They did it with a game that released called Honey Pop that I've told you about. They literally said, listen guys, don't stream Honey Pop. We can't. Don't stream Honey Pop. They literally said specifically, do not stream Honey Pop. If they would have specifically just stated, don't stream hatred, then it would have been fine. But the fact that they tried to hide it under, oh, we're having AO-rated games not be allowed, that was a stupid bullshit move. Especially since they put it up and updated the terms of service 3 days before the game launched. And I'd also like to add, they have no moderation in their chat rooms. They have no moderation of other people's chats. They have literal groups on the site that will go around spamming swastikas and hate messages that are from other people's chats. And you know what? Twitch ain't doing a damn thing about that.
Yeah, I think they got themselves too popular too fast, and they don't really know how to deal with it anymore. But, yeah, I mean, I can't blame them for taking the AO stance, though. I mean, it's the same kind of stance that the console makers make. So, I mean, I totally understand that. But, as you said, though, maybe they should have
everything on the list was already banned. It's not taking a stance against anything. It's just them hiding behind something.
Yeah, but I mean, I was going to say, though, I don't know why they have to ban things. They should just put, like you said, age restrictions in place. And I think that is a better idea overall. But, I mean, if they're, like you said, there's not really a lot
and
of
they went as far as to say, this was to make sure that we're more inclusive of people. And it's like, okay, you're going to be more inclusive by excluding people? Good fucking job. I'm glad you know what that word means.
Well, it does make sense. I mean, I can say it, not to justify what they're saying, because I know you're very passionate about this, but, I mean, if you have something that, blatantly offends someone, it makes sense to ban it, because having it there, if it makes people uncomfortable, is not really a good thing. It's kind of like the whole Dick Wolf's thing with PAX. Just making it into a bigger deal brings more attention to it, but you don't want people to be uncomfortable. That's not fair to the other people that were already there. Granted, like I said, they
How are they going to see a stream unless they choose to? That's my question. Have you ever used Twitch?
Sometimes
unless there is a popular streamer that is fully supporting it on the front page, or unless the dev paid them to put it on the front page, that's not going on the front page. Dota's going on the front page. Law is going on the front page. Whatever tournament's going on right now, that's going on the front page. Whatever's given them the most money, like that movie they streamed a few days ago, that's going on the front page. Not some random streamer that's playing a game and showing it off to people. Unless they're major up there. And personally, I don't think they would have allowed it on the front page to begin with. So I don't think you have a point there.
You don't have like I said, they're just trying to make it so that people just don't stumble into those things. I don't know. Like I said, I do think that they should have a better system in place if that's what they want to do. They don't necessarily need to ban things. But, like I said, I can understand where they're going for in terms of being inclusive if people find it offensive and there's no other way for them to filter the content. I don't know. But, regardless, I can see both sides of the story. I don't use Twitch that much, so it doesn't really affect me one way or another.
And I'm not going to use it either. That's why I just signed up for Hitbox a little while ago.
So, I don't know. Anyways, on to more news. Resident Evil 0 HD announced. The worst Resident Evil is getting an HD. Well, second worst, because I think 6 actually. Yeah, 6 actually might be the worst.
Wait, did you not like 0?
I thought 0 was okay, but it's definitely not as good as 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe it's on par with 5. Did you like 0 that much?
I mean, this is the train one, right?
Yeah.
That was on GameCube.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, 0 was good.
It was good, but not good.
I mean, it wasn't Resident Evil 1 good, but it was up there. It was pretty good, actually. I liked it.
That one's really weird. I wasn't a big fan of it. It had a lot of things I didn't. Like I said, it's not a bad game. I did enjoy it, but it did have a lot of things I didn't like. So, I don't know. Like, a lot of, like, spontaneously killing enemies, stupid leeches, a horrible final boss. I don't know. Like I said, I just wasn't a big fan of it. I thought it was interesting, but definitely not as good as the other ones. And it kind of makes the first game just not feel as good when you know, like, the backstory that happens in Zero. I don't know.
I guess you kind of have a point there, but I thought it was... I don't know. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah. But you'll get to play it again soon, so there's that. Other probably better horror games, Until Dawn. We just talked about it last week. Actually coming out on August 25th.
Yep.
So definitely a this year title. So there's at least one more notch in Sony's hat for E3. Moving on, Nintendo had a Direct, surprisingly.
In Japan, right?
It was
I
in
haven't
Japan,
watched it.
And then they, just out of the blue, just had a video up on YouTube today with the Nintendo Direct Micro, which basically was most of the same news from the Japanese Direct, just focused on how it is in the US. So, they...
Oh, wow, you're right. I haven't... Okay, I'm going to watch this after the stream. After the podcast.
I watched it. And I sent you guys a message about that earlier today, too. Maybe you didn't see that either earlier. But, anyway, so they announced a new Chibi Robo game, Chibi Robo Ziplash, which looks really cool. It's like a 2D platformer, kind of. And he uses his extension cord to, like, grapple things and destroy things. And it looks really awesome. Also comes with a sick Chibi Robo Amiibo.
Oh, yeah, I
saw
saw
the
that.
game in the US. I need it. I love Chibi Robo games. The only thing is I would rather buy the game digitally, so I don't know what I'm going to be doing. Maybe I'll buy it and then just sell the game and then download it again. I don't know. Also, Mario and Sonic Olympics Rio was announced for Wii U and 3DS.
I don't know if those games are that popular.
I'm sure they sell okay.
They have to be slightly popular for them to keep making them.
Yeah, I know. So...
I think they're pretty popular, just not good.
I think they sell because people like Mario and Sonic, but yeah, they're not like overwhelmingly good. I'm sure they'll still sell well, but you know.
Yep.
I'm not buying it, but I'm sure people will. Also, new Dr. Mario coming to 3DS. Looks pretty good. It's Dr. Mario. It's got Dr. Mario. It's got the touch one. I forget what they call that. When we turn the system sideways and move the capsules around that way. And then also has Dr. Luigi on it. So it seems like a pretty good package coming out in the eShop, I think on like the 10th or the 11th. So, got that. New Fire Emblem's going to include base building. And it's confirmed that the Fire Emblem Amiibo can be used to summon the characters in game. So that looks cool. The base building's really neat. Like, you can kind of set up shops and stuff. You got to defend your base. So, that'll be fun. New Monster Hunter X, or Cross, I'm not sure which, has been announced for Japan.
Probably Cross. Capcom likes saying Cross.
Yeah. Really haven't said too much about it. It looks good. No confirmation on a Western release, but I'm sure it will come. It usually does, just a little bit later. And then also the big news for the Nintendo Micro Direct today was that Bravely Second is coming to the US in 2016. So
that's fantastic.
Yeah. Did you ever finish Bravely Default?
Nope, I'm still playing it right now. I haven't had that much time.
You're too busy being hatred, so...
I literally got that today. How could that be taking up all my time?
All your time. You could have finished Bravely Default today, but nope, you're too busy playing hatred.
Actually, there's not enough hours in today to have finished Bravely Default.
Speedrun it.
Yep. You could have speedrun it, you didn't. So, well, Brandon sucks. That's the moral of the story. So, anyways, XCom 2 also announced today.
PC exclusive.
PC exclusive. It kind of turns the tables. Apparently, you are going to be the invading force this time, as opposed to defending against the aliens.
This is a really neat idea. I like it.
It is a neat idea. I'm really surprised it's PC only. Well, PC, Mac, Linux only. But you know what we mean when we say PC only. But that's really neat. The next thing, I'm going to skip over that next one and come right back to it. But it's official now. 360 and PS3 Rock Band instruments will be compatible with Rock Band 4.
This was official when I told you 2 weeks ago that I watched a stream of them playing with PS3 instruments and they said it there.
Well, no. They said because the problem was they still had to get the platform holders to let them use the instruments.
They said it's literally legacy mode where you play using your old instruments.
But now it's official. Now they have...
That was official
Brandon,
then.
This literally just came out today. I just read this today. This is an official announcement that they got the platform holder support to release peripherals so that they will work with the new systems. Like, it's official. There's a dongle coming out for the Xbox One. And, I don't know, something for the PlayStation 4 as well. But
they showed it off on the stream. That's why I'm confused as to what you mean by it's official now when it wasn't 2 weeks ago.
Because it wasn't official. Like, they can use those instruments, in the company, but, like, it wasn't official that we were going to get those at, like, a wide release.
Yeah, exactly. Because the problem was not the fact that they could make those instruments work. The problem was whether or not Microsoft and Sony were going to let them have the ability to make them work.
Again, I will say this, and then I'm done. They literally stated on the stream, we have already got the go-ahead. We will be having an announcement officially in a few weeks on how you can get it and pricing and details. They literally stated that on the hour-long stream that they had.
I'm just telling you, they just said it.
Yeah, they just now put out that announcement, but this is 2 weeks old. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
You're 2 weeks old.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, yes. So are you. So is Mike. And then you're a few years as well.
Whatever. But the important thing is that those instruments will definitely work now. Because it was still a gray area until it's official. So, it's official now. So, anyways. Last piece of news. Nikkei.
It's not the last piece. I've got something. I didn't write down.
Okay. You want to do it now then?
Yeah. It kind of goes into one of my predictions about the whole Kojima thing. There was a major rumor, and it's been stomped. It's been stomped now. But there was a rumor that Silent Hills was going to be brought back to life and going to be an Xbox One exclusive.
I didn't believe that for a second.
For quite a few days. And then the head of Xbox came forward and said, nah, we're not no. But I don't know how much I believe that, in all honesty.
I don't believe
Until I hear it from the mouth of Kojima, I don't.
If it is a Silent Hill game, it's not going to be Silent Hills. It's not going to have Del Toro. It's not going to have Kojima. It's not going to have Norman Reedus. It's not going to be the game that we were shown. It's going to be something completely different.
Yep, I agree. I don't think that...
Here's the thing. And the reason why I don't fully agree with that. Because Reedus and Del Toro and Kojima had all stated that if they are given the ability to work together and do the game that they wanted to do in the first place, they would still do it. And I feel that if he left and went with Microsoft and they were like, hey, we'll give you the ability to do it, we don't give a fuck, I feel that that's what's going to happen. I mean, fully, it's a rumor currently, but like Reedus and Del Toro both said, we still want to do this. We are still totally on board if it's a thing that can be done. And Kojima said the same thing. So if all three of them are on board, but Konami's not, and Sony's not, then if he went somewhere or someone approached them and was like, listen, we'll let you fucking do it, we don't care, then I could fully see someone being like, no, that's bullshit. That's not actually happening. That's higher up because they want that to be revealed at a later time and not just like not have people start hyping shit up before it's time for the hype.
Maybe.
I don't think it's happening.
I don't, but I just wanted to bring it up. I just wanted to, because it was a major thing for like 3 days of last week. So, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. Who knows? Stranger things have happened. Anyways, last story I have, Nikkei, I don't know how to say it, Nintendo NX, or Nikkei, the newspaper rather, says that the Nintendo NX will be Android-based. Listed as rumor, but it's based off of a source who supposedly shared that information with them. They have had a fairly good track record. Sometimes they're off, sometimes they're on, but this seems to be plausible, I would say. Especially, we don't really know what the Nintendo NX is. Most people seem to think it's a handheld. I think seems to be where the majority of people seem to be leaning initially.
It's probably a cell phone.
I don't think it's a cell phone, but I do think it's supposed to be like whatever the evolution of the 3DS is. It's very possible we'll tie into the Wii U and the home console market as well, as I really do think that Nintendo is going to try to merge those platforms. And if they do make it Android-based, it makes a lot of sense because then they can have cross-compatibility to some degree between, makes it easier for them to get their games onto mobile, whatever they're working on, and B, it does kind of help them out with the app side of thing, because if you're running Android, think about all the apps and stuff that would be available right away. You don't need to make your own YouTube app anymore. You don't have to make your own Skype app, whatever you want to do. It just downloads. You just have it available.
The one thing that goes against it being Android is Android is way too open source for Nintendo's fancy. So I think they would shy away from it just because they don't want people cracking into it.
That seems to be what
Android's
a lot of people
really
say, too.
Easy to get into.
Mm-hmm.
Like Motorola's phones are supposed to be like impenetrable,
piece of information also.
and you can get into them no problem. So I don't fully believe that.
And I don't disagree with that either, but it is what the rumor says. I mean, maybe Nintendo has another plan to combat the piracy somehow, or just getting into it and hacking it or whatever. But
yeah, because the Wii was really hard to hack.
Mm-hmm.
Having Android would just make it hella easy. Like, if you say we're putting Android as our console, it's going to get hacked probably before it comes out.
Yeah, but, I mean, you can always... Well, I mean, I guess it's true. You can always... have
again, like I was pointing out, the Wii was very hard to hack. That was sarcasm. I mean, Nintendo may be like, may say that, they want to have no open source, none of that shit, because they don't want to get hacked, but at the same time... it's not like it hasn't happened in the past.
Yeah, maybe they know it's inevitable.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to try to find different ways to correct that. Who knows? Who knows what it is? Maybe the thing will just periodically connect to Wi-Fi and check to make sure everything's okay, and just, if it's not, then it just shuts it down. I mean, Microsoft has done that. Why not do it with handheld? Who knows? I'm sure they will try something interesting, like, Nintendo's if they are going this route, they're gonna try something to make sure that doesn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
But who knows? It's hard to say either way. So, but I don't know. I think it's interesting. It does kind of line up with the direction that they're going and how they're kind of changing. I don't know. They're really trying to change the direction. Like obviously the handheld only thing that they have has not been as successful as they wanted it to be. So maybe this is just them adapting to the market and kind of embracing it. I don't know. It's hard to say. I'm sure we'll hear more about it next year when they're supposed to be announcing it. But yeah, I don't know. Anything else to talk about?
Yes. There was a rumor that the Steam Summer Sale will be starting on the 11th of June. So in like a few weeks. And it's starting to seem like a very credible rumor because they just rolled out the new badge called the Mysterious Cards 1 through 10, which is what they always do before the start of a summer sale or winter sale. So it's seeming more and more credible by the day. And a lot of there was a leak apparently on one of the social media sites that was like, you can get this game blah 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 during Steam Summer Sale for blah 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 blah, and like they didn't mean to put that out so early, and yeah, that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's looking like we got some cheapo deals coming in June. So prepare your wallets.
Steam again, or prepare to refresh faster than Brandon.
Nah, why would I need to refresh this year? There's like nothing. Summer sales aren't refreshing time. That's winter.
No, you broke Steam. You broke Steam during the summer sale. I remember this.
Shit, I don't have anything I want. Oh wait, no, I have 177 things I want.
So, all right. Anything else to talk about before we wrap up?
No, I don't think so. I think that's it.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for listening to us this week. Don't forget you can download the episodes on iTunes, on Stitcher, from the website doublegaming.com, or you can check them out on YouTube. It's still a thing. Don't forget to leave us a review or share the podcast with our friends, or your friends, everyone's friends. And it really helps us out. Spread the word on the podcast. Makes things more fun. And what else do I got to say? Check us out Facebook, Twitter, at GMECRUNCH, Game Crunch, and Thank you, Samus, for the awesome logo that we have. Thank you, Ed Loyalist, for our awesome theme song. Brandon, do you have anything to send out on?
No.
What about you, Nick?
No.
All right. Then with that said, my name is Mike Anastasia. You can check me out on the internet. I am Clash of Penguin on Twitter or your favorite gaming consoles. And until next week, game on!
Game on.
Yo.
You're a kid now, you're a squid now. You're a kid, you're a squid, you're a kid, you're a squid, you're a kid now. Ink it all now, up the wall now. Disappear, going back when you turn back attack. You're a squid now. Rise out of the ink and push this through.
Rated everyone 10 and up.
I'm definitely not gonna buy though any above MSRP, especially now that Nintendo's like, yeah, we're gonna keep making them. Just be patient. I can be patient to save money.
I don't believe them, so I might.
They've already been reprinting them.
Yeah, but I don't believe them that NES is gonna appear. It's Earthbound. They like to pretend that game doesn't exist.
That is true.
But they're going. Like, I don't understand. They're going to reprint them.
They're not gonna reprint NES.
They did already promise more Splatoon amiibos. I didn't see that.
That's fine, but there's not gonna be more NES.
They're going to reprint NES. They reprinted Mark.
Dude, it is GameStop exclusive. What makes you think they will actually do that?
They
And
reprinted Shulk.
They reprinted Shulk, and they reprinted Lucario.
Meta Knight's getting restocks all over the place right now. They reprinted Little Mac.
They're also reprinting them all like in the UK and Japan as well.
Huh, we'll see.
We'll see them on the store shelves because they will reprint them.
Oh, I got to play D4.
Yo!
Dude, I got to play D4 on PC.
Yo! I don't know what that is, but yo!
Mike knows what that is.
Yeah,
Mike doesn't
D4's great.
Mike doesn't know shit.
I contacted the guy on Facebook that made it, and then he was like, I'm gonna be putting out a video, not a video, but, a demo soon. I was like, oh, that's cool. And then, like, he just linked me straight to where it was uploaded before he had put it up, and I downloaded it, and I was like, holy shit, this is awesome. And now he's got it, like, out to the public, so everyone can download the PC demo of it. It's kind of cool. He is a super fucking nice guy, too. Like, he is super nice.
Thanks, Obama.
Thanks, Obama.
That is literally the hashtag he puts at the end of everything.
I know.
And I love the monkey he has. I love the monkey. That guy's crazy.